pain. Learn how regenerative medicine can give you your life back with no drugs and no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville. That's QC Kinetics. 828-333-9517.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Saying he's ready to roll, Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson today told reporters he intends to return from a hamstring injury and play against the Jaguars in London on Sunday. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott's status for Sunday's game against the Bears uncertain because of a sprained right knee. He did not practice today. Buccaneers will be without 4 starters against the Ravens tomorrow night, including receiver Russell Gage, tight end Cam Brate, and quarterback Carlton Davis. NBA, the Lakers return to the court tonight, will try to pick up their first win of the season when they take on the Nuggets. There's one big reason LA's 0-3, notes First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
When you look at this squad, they don't work. In an age where shooting is required, they can't shoot. Their best shooter is a guy in his 20th season, okay, that's destined for the Hall of Fame, and LeBron James. That's their best shooter.
Lakers Nuggets 10 Eastern on ESPN TV. Baseball, righty Aaron Nola will start for the Phillies in Game 1 of the World Series against the Astros Friday. Zach Wheeler on Saturday for the Phils. You can catch every pitch of the World Series on ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The Patriots have been setting Mac Jones up to fail with the way they're handling this.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We're coming to you live, as always, from the Ingles Studio. And the mullet's flowing today.
Let it flow, don't hold it back anymore.
He's looking sharp and dapper and all of the things.
I'm wearing
town.
I'm wearing big boy clothes, shoes. That never happens.
That's right.
I do love when people see me wearing actual clothes that see me on a regular basis and go, "You look good.
Yeah.
You're dressed like a grown-up boy."
Well, see, that's what you do. When you see a behavior that you want to continue, you encourage it. It's part of like parenting. You know, you just when you see them do something good, you reward them with kind words. And so when you see someone not dressed like a hobo, you go, "Hey, you look good today. You should do that more."
You should do that more. I mean, I'm not gonna. But
I mean, exactly. We don't, we all have our styles, and we stick with our styles. You get on me about wearing jerseys all the time, and I don't care. I like wearing jerseys.
Rob Johnson in our YouTube comments said, "You got some Dapper Dan in that hair?" I am a Dapper Dan man. Premium hair jelly.
Trying to find a good hair jelly in this town.
Don't want fop. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
Dapper Dan man. I'll ask you not to use that kind of language in my establishment, son.
Is you is or is you ain't my constituency.
Speaking of the constituency, you want to be a part of the constituency, you want to be a part of the House of Reprehensibles, all you got to do is go to the sportsocracy.com, click on the live video link, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once you are subscribed, then you'll see that little join button right there. You can join the House of Reprehensibles, and you'll get all those live alerts when we go on for Mullet Man and the Canadan and Mullet and the Dude and the Fantasy Game Time Decision Show that'll be coming up at 8:30 this Sunday morning because of the early kickoff in London.
We will also have another fantasy show in the morning.
Fun stuff.
Me and Armchair Commentary. We are fixing your team.
Double fantasy shows.
The doobly.
Nice. Hitting it back to back this week. All right, let's get into the opening drive here in the Sportsocracy. The opening drive brought to you by Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. They hooked Jeremy up with a brand new car. Kind of.
Oh, it's 100% a brand new car.
It's a brand new car, but it's not necessarily brand new to Jeremy because he went and they said, what can we put you in today? And he went, I think I need another Pathfinder.
I love this Pathfinder a lot. So they changed the color and went, there you go.
There you go.
Because that is the sweetest driving car in the world.
Mm-hmm. You got the brand hammer new silver Pathfinder sitting out in the parking lot here at Radio Ranch, and you can get your very own. Just go on down to 629 Brevard Road, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. They will hook you up whether you're in the market for a new car, or whether you're in the market for a certified pre-owned vehicle like I was, because I love hand-me-downs, and I'm not ashamed to drive somebody else's car. Or if you're not in the market for a car at all and just need to sell your car, you can take it to Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And they'll give you $250 extra on your trade just for saying that the two fat guys on the radio told you to come down here.
Yes, indeed they will. And speaking of the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson.
Let's ride! Yeah!
He's ready to roll.
Bang, bang!
I don't know why we do that Cactus Jack thing.
I don't know.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. It just it feels right, and so I do it.
Let's ride! Bang, bang!
Bang, bang.
He says he's ready to roll, and he spent most of the flight over to London working out on the plane.
Now, and here's my question: what does that entail exactly? You cutting wind sprints in the aisle?
We're doing lunges and things, just stretching it out.
Maybe he was working on his resume because that may become pertinent.
That will not be pertinent.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher and Russell Wilson. You should both be glad you signed contracts when you did.
100%. 100%. It's not going well for either of those gentlemen.
Because you are currently both too expensive to be told, go away.
Today is Call Your Shot Day. It's Call Your Shot Day here in the Sportsocracy. Whatever definitive hot take you may have on sports, whatever the latest is, throw it at us on social media or in the YouTube comments.
You can super chat it in the YouTube comments. You can just comment it out there. Or you can call our new call-in line, 828-436-2812.
Does that work?
It does work.
We got it all set up.
At least we think so.
Okay, all right.
Technology has not been great.
It's not been a dry run as far as I know of this. So hopefully.
Oh, no, there's been
okay, all right.
I set all the things up. Now, if it goes to hell in a handbasket now, there's nothing I can do about that. All right, I ran it's all good.
Right. We got several ways for you to get your hot take in on the show today. Call Your Shot Wednesday here in the Sportsocracy, and of course we'll hit the major topics of the day. Like apparently everyone's got a real problem that Aaron Rodgers has an opinion about how his team plays.
And here's my question: why are you surprised?
I have no idea.
What about what he said? Are you looking at going, I didn't already know he thought that?
Not a single piece of it. Goes on the Pat McAfee show and starts talking about how we're making a bunch of mistakes and we didn't used to make mistakes. And, you go out there and you try to play good.
You want to play good. Well, they played very good.
We didn't play very good. I don't know. It's just does it not take it to another level? Like when he's out there talking about training camp and everybody needs, we're building trust with the receivers and, we're making some mistakes right now, but we're working through it. Well, now he's talking about benching his fellow players, and I feel like that's kind of a line you don't cross in a locker room, right?
But why? You look around. Who really has the cachet on this team? Outside of Aaron Rodgers, who actually has any form of cachet?
Aaron Jones.
A running back.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's comical to me that this team has lost close game to the Giants, close game to the Commanders. Either one could have gone either way. And if this team is sitting at 5-2 instead of 3-4, are we having these conversations?
Mm-hmm. No.
My argument is no. And it would be the most 2022 NFL season thing ever for Green Bay to go into Buffalo and beat the Bills.
Yes.
Not saying I think that's going to happen, but that would be the most, well, that's just par for the course thing.
Yeah. Could be. Like you said earlier today, it also could be a thing that Tampa gets a win on Thursday Night Football and things start turning around for the better for Tom Brady and the Bucs. But I don't really see much of a path for that to happen.
I believe in one bay turning things around and not the other. And it's the cold one, not the Boca Raton one.
Yes.
Not the retirement
Boca
village.
Raton. I was going to say, you know that's not the same place, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right. I mean, I know.
It's all Florida. It's fine.
I know geography may not be your strong suit, but it's completely different places.
I don't understand why this is a story. What did he say that's really upsetting your apple cart?
I don't know. The only thing I can go down is, I mean, look, I heard Chris Canty earlier today talking from a player's perspective of that's just, you don't go there. You don't start playing head coach. You do your job, Aaron. Do your job, and I'll do mine, and let's move on. You're just, I don't know. He's stepping over that boundary. Some people are taking this as a slight to Matt LaFleur as well. Well, maybe you should. Matt LaFleur has kind of proven he's not a great head coach. Questionable decisions late in games, late in big games. And it doesn't look like he has, he doesn't command the respect of Aaron Rodgers. Of course, nobody would. We all know this, right? We all know. I mean, people get shocked about Aaron Rodgers saying these things and then turn around and badmouth his attitude. He's always been a crybaby.
What do you want him to say?
Right.
Well, I mean, what do you want him to say? If you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers, do you want him to say, well, we're a young team. We hope it gets all. We just hope it gets better. That'd be fun. That'd be nice if everybody would just maybe play gooder. That make you feel better? That make you feel warm and fuzzy? A, that's not who he is. B, I don't think he said anything out of line. I've heard this story talked about all day long. I don't see that he said anything incorrect.
Mm-hmm. It's not that he said anything incorrect. He was, he's probably speaking truths. Although, I mean, I feel like the statistics he throws around are just pulled out of his keister. He was talking about, we're running 50 plays, and 10% of those, or 10 times in those 50 plays, we made some boneheaded mistakes, and that's 20% of the time, and 20% of the time we used to do it 10% of the time, and then 10% of the 20% becomes 30%, and when you're up to 30%, you might as well be 100.
That joke. So when Aaron Rodgers did it, I went, you should never throw out more than 4 percentages in one sentence.
Right.
When you imitated it, I went, that died on the vine 3 seconds in, and you went 13 seconds longer.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. Aaron Rodgers, and this is just my opinion, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is doing his job. Do you not expect him to be a little agitated by that? A guy at 38 years old that sees the window closing? Like Stephen Towle said in our YouTube comments, I just hope everybody has fun. Is that what you would like him to say?
Right.
I mean, is that the loser mentality participation trophy society that we live in? That genuinely somebody actually says something of some merit, and now we all go to chaos mode over it.
Well, that's not his job. I mean, that's what this all circles around. Well, this should be only coming from the head coach. Well, apparently the head coach doesn't have the testicular fortitude for making tough decisions, so maybe Aaron needs to step in there.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, the next time I hear Matt LaFleur say anything of any merit will be the first time.
Yeah. Seems to be a theme. With bad teams, shocker of shockers. And when you don't
bad
have a
teams
good
have
head
coaches that are
right.
nice and quiet.
Right.
Oh, like the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like them. Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We'll see what happens this week.
Todd Bowles. God, you warned me so much.
I did.
And I'm not saying I didn't believe you. It's just the experience of living it is just, it can't really be, you can't really be braced for that.
No. This is like your first time on a roller coaster. I can tell you about it, but until you've lived it, you really don't understand.
Yeah, and I, for one, I don't like this ride. Not a big fan, and we need to shut her down for some regular maintenance.
And there's another ride happening in Foxborough, and it may possibly be the dumbest thing I've ever seen play out.
We'll tell you what it is up next, right here on ESPN Asheville.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs today.
Watch the Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumbing a bag of hammers.
It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. You are in the Sportsocracy, coming to you live from the Ingles Studio. Let's talk in the chat about the Seattle Seahawks. Are they the second best team in the NFC? Alex threw that out.
I want to say no, but I can't I can't definitively tell you no. They're the Falcons with some actual talent. They play very hard, and the defense is markedly improved.
Mm-hmm. It's just, is that the strangest? I heard this on Greene earlier today. Is that the strangest thing that has come out of this NFL season? Is that Geno Smith is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, statistically?
I can't say it's the strangest, but it's certainly up there. It's certainly up there. We have our first one of these of the day. And the button doesn't work. Of course, technology's fun. From Soaring Eagle, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm launching Matt Canada into the sun. I don't disagree with you, because that is a very infuriatingly called offense.
Okay.
You also have a massive lack of talent on the offensive line and at quarterback, which makes it more.
That's my initial reaction is, what is Matt Canada supposed to do?
Creatively get the ball to Najee Harris instead of run, pass, punt, which is what their offense currently looks like.
Right.
As a Jets fan, I've experienced that offense. Actually experienced it with your coach, Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Before the break, I teased that something weird's happening in New England, and I can't wrap my brain around it.
Okay.
If I hear one more person say, well, you got to give Bailey Zapp a chance, see what you've got. Are you out of your mind? You get that you just took Mac Jones in the first round a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get that.
Mm-hmm.
You get that this is not a completely dormant team. And it's not like Mac Jones has been terrible. It'd be one thing if it was, I don't know, Justin Fields. Now we can talk. You're having to run a collegiate offense to satiate him.
Mm-hmm.
What is this fascination with Bailey Zapp?
I have no idea.
I don't call him Bailey Zappi. I'm not using that stupid name. Learn how to pronounce your name.
We understand. I don't know what it is with Bailey Zappi, but there's something there. I mean, you saw it on the broadcast on when was that? Monday night. Thank you. Fans are excited about Bailey Zappi. I don't know what made them turn on Mac Jones. Because Mac Jones, remember, when he first came, it's searching for Tom Brady. That's exactly what this is.
Nothing has changed. We told you when they drafted Mac Jones. He's a high floor, low ceiling. Is the floor a little lower than we thought? Maybe, but not drastically.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he's still a quarterback that the impetus is that you just don't turn the ball over. Well, the problem is they started doing that.
And when you start doing that,
just maybe, the reason for that is because you have a big, dark-bearded moron calling your offense that's, I don't know, a defensive coordinator.
Right.
Maybe that's why. Maybe you also have angered the gods, and your entire fortunes may have turned on a guide wire. Tell you that story in a minute. I just don't physically understand what it is. And Bill Belichick thing, that's where I was headed.
Right.
You can't do this. All right, your aloof tomfoolery works with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work here because you're padding into this. This is fan delusion. That's all it is. Bailey Zapp, you've seen a little good out of him. You do realize it was against the Lions and the Browns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who, I don't know if this is news to any of you, but defensively, they're horrible. Both of them are horrible. And so you're getting excited because a backup quarterback put up numbers against two of the 5 worst defenses in the league. And now your coach is playing into it.
Mm-hmm. Bill has always had the opportunity to shut this down, but he refuses to. And I don't know if it's like, is this another one of those Bill Belichick games that he thinks he's playing? Like he thinks he's smarter than everybody else and he doesn't have to answer the questions and all of that. But you realize what that does. Like that gives hope to a fan base. And when the fan base goes, I don't like that Mac Jones for whatever reason. Maybe they don't like his style of play. Maybe they just don't like the cut of his jib. And they look at Bailey Zappi and they go, that's my guy. That's the one I want. Now you're dividing a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
you're dividing players, I'm sure. I'm sure there are some players, there always is. Some players who would rather have Bailey Zappi on the field and some would rather have Mac Jones on the field. And you got that one guy at the head of the snake here that's supposed to be he's supposed to be the voice of reason.
And he's not.
He's not
because he's doing this, well, it's a strategic advantage against the Jets. Let me make this as clear to you as I can. I don't care if you play Mac Jones, Bailey Zapp, Tony Eason, Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady. I don't care who your quarterback is. This weekend, you are going to get smoked. And I know that sounds like it's coming from a Jets fan. I'm really well connected to that team. And I just saw an article come out that basically said what I've been telling you for a month. This Jet team, they kept receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how aloof you act about your quarterback. All you're doing is making your life harder. It's the same thing I said with the coordinators. It's the same thing I've said about Bill for years. Years. This is the pretty girl at the bar. You can be kind of rude if you're a 9. If you're a 4, it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Right.
And that's where Bill's at. Bill's the 4 that acts like a 9.
Okay.
And until he gets that through his head, you're going to continue to be a topic of conversation.
But he's never getting that through his head.
Oh no.
You can't teach this old dog new tricks. We're past that stage.
I'm going to be really honest with you. If I was Bob Kraft, I think I have to have a sit down with Bill in my office of, this has been a great run. You brought us a lot of rings, but you've got to go. It is time for you to sail into the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
You flirted with the Giants a few years ago. There's been talks about different things with you. It's time. Because you're making this exponentially harder than it has to be. I mean, this is a rebuilding team anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The talent is lacking. And now you're playing into a media fan base delusion on a 4th-round quarterback from a pass-happy scheme that's had 2 games against. Put him in against the Jets. I beg you, please throw him out there. You won't like how it goes. And I'll be honest with you, that might be the best way to shut this down. Chuck Bailey Zapp out there this week and see what happens. That's a full 8 fa, and you will 18 fo. You go Bailey Zapp against Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, good luck.
You will more than double your find out. I like that.
No doubt. Because those 3 picks that Bailey Zapp's already thrown, 1 of which was just absolutely horrendous. And there was no guide wire in that one. He'll catch Mac Jones in a half.
Mm-hmm.
He will duplicate what Zach Wilson did last year against this Patriots team. And personally, I hope it happens.
Yeah. People can't, people need to see it to believe it. But, I mean, that's not a good strategy.
We
all know that's not a good strategy. You don't want to mess around with that. Throw him out there just to prove a point.
I've been doing this for a minute. This might be the most delusional thing I've ever seen. Mac Jones almost won Rookie of the Year last year. He took you to the playoffs with a brutally bad roster.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, you got crushed, but of course you did. None of that would have mattered. You had a huge talent deficiency to the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And now 4 games into the season, we're just writing Mac Jones off. And here's the part of this that I've yet to hear anybody talk about. What player in the NFL do you think is watching this going, oh, yeah, I want to do that?
Oh, I want to go to New England.
Agents.
Yeah.
Agents right now, I'm telling you, I've heard this more than once, are putting out around the league, my guy's not going to New England.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but this is not an NFL franchise.
Well, this is the problem that you will always have, especially when you're speaking about a fan base. You've had the GOAT. It will never be as good as that again. I mean, this is one of the stages of grief.
Oh, absolutely.
They're in the denial phase. They're in a denial phase of going, we're not as good as we used to be. We're not the dynasty anymore. And I feel like this'll last forever.
Oh, I disagree.
You don't
Bill
think so?
Buttigieg, a wonderful Patriot fan in our YouTube comments, said, Jeremy, that all sounds great, but I don't think Bill's going anywhere anytime soon. I do. I 100% do. Who did Bill Belichick cut his teeth under? Bill Parcells.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Bill Parcells was notorious for doing? At the first sign of trouble, at the first sign of damaging my legacy, Seacrest out. Open the side door, jingle out.
Mm-hmm.
I said this last year. I can't believe he came back to do this again. And now this is pure misery. This is like Bill Belichick's worst nightmare, where he goes into every press conference knowing that questions are going to be asked every single day. Every day, because he refuses to say anything. So you're not going to shut it down. So the question is just going to keep happening over and over and over again. And for Bill, that's like the 7th layer of hell. Having to answer the same media question every single day. And it's not going to stop. I easily could see this being his last year of just, I'm done. I'm 70 years old. I'm tired. There is not a path to us being a Super Bowl contender. And if you're being honest with yourself, there's not.
No, there's not.
And it's not anytime soon.
No, it's not. But I'll say the same thing I said the last time we had this conversation about Bill Belichick. I don't know that he sees it the same way we do. I don't know that he sees it the same way anybody does.
He may not.
He will do the. I mean, he's a guy to me that he will take this to his grave. He will take this job to his grave if he's allowed to.
And see, I don't see that. I don't see somebody that high-level competitive because every year it's going to ding your legacy. He wanted to prove I can do it without Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the problem. 2 years, you have 100% proven you can't do it without Tom. And now the good thing is Tom's falling apart without you, too. So that gives you a little plausible deniability.
Yeah, but Tom got the better of the situation.
I was about to say,
You're
but
right.
Tom got the ring.
Tom got the one ring. He got that one ring, and that was all he was really after. Things just continue to fall apart in Tampa Bay and New England, and it was time. It was time. It's the changing of the guard, as we've said, and as we all know, the NFL is drunk. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Time to get just a bit outside.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
So the Kansas City Chiefs had a pretty swift game this past weekend against the San Francisco 49ers. The offense putting up 44 points. And have you seen what Juju Smith-Schuster is attributing the success on offense to?
It's so stupid.
It's Call of Duty, man. Me and my teammates, we're bonding. It's that team experience. We're just playing video games. Are you give any credence to this?
No.
No?
No, I
build
give credence to Andy Reid.
Away from the field, it could help you.
I mean, I'm not saying it hurts
field.
anything.
Okay, all right. At least there's that. I figured this would be something that you would poo-poo.
Oh, no doubt. Oh yeah, we're so much better on Sunday because we've been playing campaign together. Ugh.
They've been playing Warzone. Is that like is that like a level inside the game or something? I don't play Call of Duty.
It's an element of Call of Duty.
All right. So they've been playing Warzone. Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Juju Smith-Schuster, and they've just been team building, man. Good for you. I'm glad. I mean, every team needs a level of this, but it's not like you're changing the wheel here.
In our YouTube chat, Stephen Towle stole my thunder of Kyler Murray has now requested a trade to Kansas City.
I knew it was coming. I knew somebody was going to make the Kyler Murray joke.
In a video that is being compared to a modern-day Zapruder film, we have shenanigans. If you watch the Monday night game between the New England Patriots and the Chicago Bears, you saw a terrible interception by Mac Jones that was picked off by Jaquan Brisker. But if you really watch the play, there was something strange about it. And now we know what it was. A brave Twitter sleuth has found a video. The ball hit the Skycam guide wire. And Tank is poo-pooing this.
It didn't.
In spite of the fact it's very clear that it did. Apparently, Tank thinks gravity actually turned off for about 1/10 of a second in New England, and the ball just dropped 6 inches.
If it hit the wire, it would have changed direction.
Not necessarily.
And it didn't.
Look, And maybe it's because I played golf for entirely too long. I've dead hit a tree, and it didn't move. Gravity does some weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
I've also hit one behind me, which that's
hard to do.
It is hard to do.
You almost got to try to do that.
Not as hard as you think. Take you out on a golf course, see how long it takes before you do it.
Oh man, I mean, I could probably pull that off.
I got a 64-degree wedge that says you would do it within 5 swings.
Just trying to hit it straight and hit it behind.
100%.
Interesting.
It's hard to hit in the first place.
Yeah, I don't do the golfs, so I don't know. All I could say is I've seen this over and over and over again. And right before the instant where you say it touched the wire, the ball's in front of the wire on the video screen.
It's not though.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
then how do you see the entire wire?
That's great that the wire just impales the ball at one point.
Because impale the ball, it's coming at it. You can see the guide wire perfectly. I'm actually watching the video right now. I'd put it up on the stream if I could, but that's ESPN Films, and we can't do that.
Yeah,
that's crimes.
By the way, ESPN's official statement on this is that wire is 15 feet above the play, above the ball.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. After we were getting Mike Evans' number to set up some golf lessons, I don't really believe any official statement that comes from anybody.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just did not believe that. I also have yet to have anybody explain to me, how did the ball drop 4 inches, 6 inches, however much it is? I'm guessing.
The angle of which you're looking at it. You saw it on the rise, and it's coming down. It didn't hit the thing. And even if it did, it didn't change the trajectory or anything about the ball. It was still a god-awful throw.
Oh, it was an awful throw.
And Jaquan Brisker made a great play on the ball.
And Tank Spencer, yet again, believes in the lone gunman. Birds are real.
It didn't hit.
The evidence is right in front of you, and you don't believe it.
No.
Who's shocked?
Nope. Not there. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll get deeper into that Seahawks discussion coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins, wanting to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
By Warehouse Direct at Mattress Warehouse, with over 30 queen mattresses for less than $7.99. This week only, save up to $600 on popular brands. Get a free adjustable base and free next-day delivery, plus get 0% interest financing. This event won't last long, only at Mattress Warehouse.
Have you ever felt depressed about work, only to have your dad be like, "Why are you so down?" So you told him you hate your job, and he said, "Well, you better talk yourself out of it." And then you thought, I love to talk. I could host a podcast. And then you went to Spreaker from iHeart and started a podcast and got good at it, then monetized it, then quit your boring job, then told your dad, "Thanks for the advice." And he was like, "Well, that's not what I meant, and I don't understand what a podcast is, but you seem happy, so that's great, kiddo." You ever do that? Well, you could. At Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. Ask your dad. You actually don't.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis to give you a greater understanding. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday, November 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Are you seeing the telomeres here? Come here, look at the scope.
Dr. Ocasio's lab startup just discovered a gene therapy breakthrough.
The cells have already doubled.
He needs a fleet of research assistants before this breakthrough breaks them.
We need lab techs, research assistants.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety, from your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
It is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We are coming to you live from the Ingles Studio, and it is a Call Your Shot Wednesday here in the Sportsocracy. You got a hot sports take. You got a draft question for Jeremy Greene. We'll do some of those coming up at the top of the 4 o'clock hour.
We're going to talk a little draft stuff at the beginning of the next hour. First, or it's not the first. This, I guess, is the second mock draft of the actual season. We'll be out next week.
Nice. Another mock draft Wednesday, I feel, coming.
We go in 2 rounds.
Oh, he's going deeper.
It's that time.
He's going even deeper. Can't wait for those 7-round mock drafts to start in,
January.
December.
Hey, here's the thing. You knew what you were signing up for. All right? You knew very early on what you were signing up for.
Yes, we all know. Alex S. asked in the YouTube comments, are the Seahawks, or actually it was more written like a definitive statement, Seahawks are the second best team in the NFC. And he wanted to know, do we agree or disagree? And I'm going to disagree for the square.
But who is it? Because there's an answer you can justify.
Minnesota, I guess.
Minnesota would be the answer you can justify.
I mean, I don't feel great about Minnesota. I don't feel great about the Giants, but I don't see the Seahawks continuing this. I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe that's what makes it so wonderful that the Seattle Seahawks are sitting where they are, first place in their division, and Geno Smith has had a rebirth, or I guess this would be like the first birth to his NFL career.
Oh, yeah, as somebody that witnessed the first iteration of Geno Smith, this is not a rebirth.
No.
Because there was nothing for him to come back from.
Wait, maybe Geno Smith is finally the trivia answer that Jeremy has been looking for years. Because every time we talk about a young quarterback struggling, he's, how many guys you know suck, and then they turn out to be great 10 years later? Well, I guess Geno Smith becomes the answer.
Against the Broncos, the Lions, the Cardinals, and the Chargers. Okay? Just look at the back half of that schedule, then tell me you feel tremendous about this, especially without DK Metcalf.
So far through this start of the season, against one of the softest schedules in the league. Is that the PC word to use there? I won't say easiest schedule, but it's a softish schedule. The Seattle Seahawks have like the number 5 offense in the NFL. Geno Smith,
which is insanity.
Geno Smith's QBR ranks 4th in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He leads the league in completion percentage. It makes little to no sense.
So we do a segment every week with betting picks with Ingles in the Southeast. And I did that today. And I opened it with, there's an old saying in wagering. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a chicken.
Okay.
And what that means is when you look at a line and go, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There are a couple of them this week. Usually there's something that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas always knows better than you. And I'm just looking at Seattle going, I got the Vegas poll. They're 21. Vegas doesn't believe in this team. Why? Why would Vegas not believe in this? Because they've looked to the future. I get railed on this for power rankings every week because I talk about what's coming up. What's coming up is it's vitally important to where you place a team. Mm-hmm. Because if you put a team at 12 and they lose 8 games in a row, you kind of look like a moron. So you do have to factor those things in. I mean, look, I think there's some luck to this. I think there's this is a well-coached team. I like how the offense has been coordinated. I think Pete Carroll's doing a good job, but Geno Smith's not this guy. The reason that the trivia question you were asking me, the reason I always say it's because it never happened. And it's never going to happen. Guys can have good games. You made it to the league. You have talent. Mm-hmm. Say this to yourself out loud. It will lose all meaning by the third time. Geno Smith is the fourth highest-rated quarterback in the NFL. Do you think that continues?
No.
Then this team can't keep winning.
I mean,
because in 7 games, do you know what their point differential is?
What's that?
They're -1. They've actually been outscored, and they're 4-3. They're winning close games with Geno Smith being this good. He's not. Mm-hmm. And if you take DK away for any period of time, it's going to look it will regress even quicker.
And DK's going to be going 2 to 4?
That's what it looks like.
2 to 4 weeks.
Mike Williams is 4 weeks. It looks like DK's 2 to 4.
So that's going to hurt. Obviously, the running game is working wonders. So Kenneth Walker, he a dog.
He is a dog.
And they're going to be able to continue to move the ball. And I don't know. They're taking their shots, and when they take the shots, Geno's coming through. The rest of the guys are as well. You got to give the receivers their credit as well for being in the right place at the right time and coming up with these plays, because it's a two-way street. If you're going to be on the quarterback, you got to be on the wide receivers as well, or all of the receivers. I don't think it's sustainable. Sustainability. That's a great it's a great term to use for this team, because I don't feel like Geno Smith can continue to be a top 5 quarterback in the league.
I mean, just go down the schedule. With all the things that have worked in their favor, you beat the Broncos by a point. You beat the Lions by 3, Arizona by 10, and the Chargers by 14.
Mm-hmm.
Got smoked by the 49ers, beat by the Falcons, touchdown to the Saints. You've done all this with what I just said about Geno Smith. Do you know how many turnovers they have the entire year?
2.
5.
5. I knew it wasn't many.
4 interceptions, 1 lost fumble. And one of the 4 interceptions was from DJ Dallas. And if I'm not mistaken, another of Geno's was on a last-second desperation heave.
Mm-hmm.
The turnover luck's not going to continue. Geno Smith's not this good. Even if he regresses back into the top 10, you'd have lost 2 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Without Geno Smith being a quarterback that he's not, you would be losing these games.
So for you, who is it? Who is the number 2 team in the NFC, if not the Seattle Seahawks?
I will say Minnesota, because I do think they have a high side that not a lot of people can deal with, because you have Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing I've said with the Cincinnati Bengals. You can mitigate a lot of ills by having a guy that you can never single cover, no matter who your corners are. And I don't want to have to say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Number 3 might be the Dallas Cowboys.
That's an indictment on the league, right? That's,
no, 100%.
It's no flowers to the Cowboys.
Dallas will be 14 in the AFC, so just cool your jets.
No flowers to the Cowboys for being the 3rd best team in the league.
How about them Cowboys?
Now, see, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense when you do the shooty fingers with the Dallas Cowboys.
The shooty fingers.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you're doing the Cactus Jack thing with Russell Wilson.
That's right. Bang, bang.
Exactly. The follow-up question from Divine Comedy was Pete Carroll. Is he coach of the year? You got GM
as
of the
of
year?
right now, I would say yes, but that's not going to age particularly well.
No, well, I mean, let's just go to Vegas. Let's go to the coach of the year odds in Las Vegas.
Nick Sirianni's got to be very high.
He is number one. He is the odds-on favorite at plus 125.
Still not an even money favorite. That's a little surprising to me, but okay.
No, I mean, because there are some good candidates. There's some very good candidates. If you really think about it, I mean, Pete Carroll, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, but you have to look at the
a
schedule moving forward going,
Sure.
I'm going to bait you into doing this knowing what's happening.
But I guess this is kind of why I wanted to go down this path of this will tell you what Vegas feels about the end of the season. Would they take this kind of liability
if they thought there was a chance?
There was a chance that Pete Carroll was actually going to win, because he's plus 2,000 to win Coach of the Year. And that feels like a lot. Like, would you be?
That's basically everything you need to know.
Yeah,
because that's an intense liability.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Vegas actually thought this team was going to go 10-7, 11-6, win this division, you will get crushed on that.
According to Vegas, this is a 2-horse race.
Nick Sirianni,
Mm-hmm.
O'Connell.
Nope,
that's surprising to me.
Not Kevin O'Connell. Everyone except for 2 coaches in the league.
Oh, Brian Daboll.
Brian Daboll with the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Horses, not zebras.
Yeah, he's plus 250.
That seems like a big liability.
Every other coach in the league is plus 1,000 or more.
Seems like a big liability at plus 250 on Daboll.
Yeah. Rob Salah, plus 1,000. He's third.
That's a big liability on an insane fan base. Trust me, I'm one of them. I know how we roll.
Kevin O'Connell at plus 1,200. And then you got a group of 3 there at plus 2,000. Pete Carroll, Sean McDermott of the Bills, which I think that's – I mean, I know you were expected to be here, but, I mean, if he has this team at 15-1 or 16-1 or whatever.
Yeah, I still don't know that he would win it.
He might. I mean, if these other teams
all of these
apart.
surprising teams would have to completely fall apart, and somebody has to make the playoffs.
And Mike McDaniel with the Miami Dolphins. He's also,
you could put that at plus 25,000. I don't think I would touch it.
Mm-hmm. He's also plus 2,000. So, yeah, I mean, while it's a great story, I don't see it continuing for the Seattle Seahawks. Are they better than we thought they were? Absolutely. There's no question. But can Geno Smith continue to be a top 5 quarterback in this league? The answer will always unequivocally be no.
Just enjoy the ride. And maybe start looking for the exit ramp because it's coming up pretty soon.
You are in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you seeing the telomeres here? Come here, look at the scope.
Dr. Ocasio's lab startup just discovered a gene therapy breakthrough.
The cells have already doubled.
He needs a fleet of research assistants before this breakthrough breaks them.
We need lab techs, research assistants.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit. Because shed happens.
Coffee still closes on. Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It's a random Wednesday night, which means NBA bangers. You can take these to betus.com, use promo code Sportsocracy, and I can't emphasize this enough. Don't watch these games. Just throw your free balloons on it, make your money, and go on. First, the Brooklyn Nets are a 3.5-point dog at the Milwaukee Bucks, and that is stupid because this team is not very good. They could not defend 5 desk chairs. What do you think the Bucks are going to do to them at home? This one's easy. Bucks minus 3.5. The Chicago Bulls are a 7.5-point favorite at home against the Indiana Pacers, who are not good, but that's too many points. Chicago can't rebound to save their lives. And this is a big Indiana team. That number's too high. Chicago's going to win, but I'll take Indiana to cover. And finally, the Portland Trail Blazers are a 2.5-point dog at home against the Miami Heat. Here's something I didn't think I'd say out loud. Portland Trail Blazers are 4-0, and they look like one of the best teams in the NBA. Conversely, the Miami Heat look like they met each other about 8 minutes ago. I don't really get this line. This feels like, well, we haven't watched anything, so the Heat are the better team. Give me the Blazers plus 2.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And as he said, take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get that 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500.
And unequivocally, don't watch these games. Lay your wager. Take your spouse out to a nice dinner. Maybe a walk. It's a little brisk outside, but anything. Literally, you can sit on your couch and poke yourself in the eye for 3 hours, and it's better than watching any of these NBA games.
Really, why would you spend your time watching the NBA when you can just go through all the college film, Jeremy, and get ready for an NFL draft that's coming up in 17 months?
Let's go!
It's not that long, obviously, but
6
we'll
months.
talk draft coming up after the break right here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins, wanting to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex DM. Not all coughs are the same. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than your typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. With Mucinex DM, it's not cold and flu season. It's always comeback season. Relief with Mucinex DM and nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
Come and get it. In just 2 minutes, an Oral-B electric toothbrush can change your mind about what a toothbrush can do. In just 2 minutes a day, its dentist-inspired round brush head cleans 100% better than a regular brush. And in less time than the average commercial break, you can get that purifying, clean feeling like you just left the dentist. Not bad for just a couple of minutes. Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Come and get it.
Thinking about an appliance purchase or having something installed, like flooring, kitchen, or bath? You can count on Lowe's for credit options. See the store nearest you. Or go to Lowe's.com for details on the latest credit offers going on now.
Hey, this is Peter Schrager from the NFL Network's morning show, Good Morning Football. You've also seen me on NFL Sidelines and in studio for Fox Sports on Sunday. Well, I've got a new podcast with iHeart in the NFL, and we're calling it The Season with Peter Schrager. In each episode of this season, I'm going to empty my proverbial notebook and take you inside and behind the scenes on the conversations that happen at the highest levels of NFL franchises. Listen to The Season with Peter Schrager on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
He was pulled after just 3 series in Monday's rout at the hands of the Bears, with Bailey Zappi playing the rest of the night. Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson intends to return from a hamstring injury and play in London on Sunday. Clippers star Kawhi Leonard in L.A. getting treatment after he experienced stiffness in his surgically repaired knee. Leonard missed last night's game. He's out tomorrow as well. Coach Ty Lue says Kawhi's not suffered any setback with the ACL. The team's being cautious. The timing of missing games, though, is a little disconcerting for ESPN's Chiney Agwumike.
I see more of alarms from them needing to do this at this point. I think it's now going to be really the game of how are you going to manage this situation? Are you going to play through it in the long term, or are you going to just save him for the moments that matter most? That's the question that the Clippers really have to deal with. But they do have enough depth, enough rotation players that they should be competitive.
Russell Westbrook likely out for the Lakers tonight in Denver because of a hamstring injury. Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. lumbar management is out. LA Denver, 10 Eastern, ESPN TV.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And we got breaking news.
We have a trade.
A trade in the NFL.
The Chicago Bears are trading star pass rusher Robert Quinn to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow. Okay.
Per Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo.
Well, that defense just got scarier.
What do you think the Bears got for Robert Quinn?
I'm going to say they got a 3.
You're too low. Or you're too high.
I'm too high?
You're too high.
A conditional 4.
It's a 4.
Okay.
4th round pick for Robert Quinn, and the Philadelphia Eagles are better for it.
100%. And Robert Quinn's better off for it.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, after the, 18.5 sack season he had last year, he only has 1 through the first 6 games of this year, or first 7 games of this year. I mean, obviously, yeah.
I didn't really like the scheme fit for what Chicago was doing. This was one that made a ton of sense. Mm-hmm. It's a player we talked about, and now you look at Philadelphia and just go, well, that's stuff. That's going to help just quite a bit.
Well, this is the Philadelphia Eagles looking at the other best team in the league and going, what's the one thing that they can do? Look, we don't really pass the ball like they do, but they don't run the ball the way that we do. Our offenses are kind of, mirror images of each other, or flipped images of each other. What can they do on defense that we don't do all that well? get after a quarterback. We can't do it like they can. We can't throw as many guys at you.
I mean, they have 5 guys with multiple sacks through 6 games.
And how much more terrifying does this become?
Oh, I mean, now you have Hassan Reddick with Fletcher Cox. Jordan Davis is the run stuffer. That makes this defense absolutely terrifying.
Because like I said the other day on the show, they already have the number 1 and number 2 corner covers or cover corners in the league, according to PFF grades.
Obviously we just found out about this. It just broke. That's an absolute steal. Roquan Smith broke down crying. He was doing media availability.
He wasn't upset that Robert Quinn was leaving the team. He was crying because he's not leaving.
He was doing media availability when this broke, and he broke down crying.
Envy will do that to a man.
I won't be shocked if he's moved. I won't be shocked if he gets really vocal after this. I've always heard they were close. And this could be just the death nail of, I'm not doing this with you. This is a JV franchise. I mean, getting a 4 for Robert Quinn is a joke.
I agree.
You can't tell me somebody didn't offer more than that. I don't believe it. With the lack of pass rushing options that are out there and as many teams as need one, you can't tell me that there wasn't better than that out there.
Possibly. I mean, what's the money? What's he owed? That may be another big question.
That is
I mean,
good
if
question.
Robert Quinn is on the hook for $18 million next year, or if the team's on the hook for that next year, then I don't know that I'd give up too much for it.
Expiring deal. He's a 1-year rental.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's a 1-year
rental.
rental.
Got something out of him. Maybe you could have got better. But, I mean, it is the Chicago Bears.
And now if you're Philadelphia, if you're the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, Dallas fans, how you feeling right now? Penny, for your thoughts.
We're still the best team in the NFC.
How about them Cowboys?
Good night.
And the rich just get richer. Look, we talked about this last week. I think this is going to be a very busy trade deadline. The deadline is November 1st. So that's next Tuesday. Well, this upcoming the next Tuesday that's going to happen.
Yes.
I don't quite know how to say that.
That's next Tuesday. Yeah.
But wouldn't that be anyway? I do think there are a lot of players that are still going to be moved. And it's pieces like this. I mean, Robert Quinn, here's the instruction you need. When you're on the field, find ball, get ball. See quarterback, kill quarterback. That's what you're here to do. We don't need you to do anything else.
I mean, when you're going against the Chicago Bears, you got 2 guys. You got 2 guys to worry about. When you're going up against Philadelphia Eagles, you got a whole bunch to worry about. Like, we can key in on Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith and just limit the damage they can do. The rest of these JV guys, we're not concerned about them. Now with Philadelphia, I mean, his sack totals will go not right back to where they were last year, but this should be pretty close.
And for you Bears fans that love to just fill up my Twitter inbox, I want you to think about what your team just told you. We're not good, and we know it.
No, they know it.
We're 3-4. You're the worst 3-4 team in the history of the NFL. You just had the best win you've had in 5 years. And what do you respond by doing 3 days later? Trading the only pass rusher you have on this team. It tells you everything you need to know.
The NFL draft is coming up.
Oh, yes, it is.
In April.
Yeah, but we're in the midst of college football season.
Right. It just makes sense. I mean, college football is going on right now. Everybody's looking. You know, there are teams that there are fans of teams that, you know, you should really be starting to concern yourselves. You should really start to concern yourselves with the prospects that are out there and who you could be picking up in the draft, because we're finding out 7 weeks into the season what your prospects are for the rest of the season. Do you even have a shot? Well, there are a lot of them that have a shot at the top of the draft.
And by the way, just since we were talking about the Eagles, they currently have a top 5 pick in next year's draft, too, because they have the Saints first rounder.
Of course they do, because the rich get richer. bad words said about Howie Roseman all need to be taken back.
100. If you remember, I said that on this show.
Right.
You think it's bad right now? Just wait. Howie Roseman hates losing.
Yep. I gotta admit, I'm one that was guilty of it as well. But here you go. You got Philadelphia Eagles looking at a high draft pick. You got several other teams that are going to be in the hunt at the top of the draft. We've talked about a lot of prospects already just through one mock draft. But, Jeremy, you've been fielding questions on who else we should concern ourselves with in preparation for this NFL draft.
Well, the thing that you have to realize is this is a draft that last year was bad at quarterback. So I've told you there's going to be more quarterbacks than probably deserve to go in the first round that go. When you have a Tyler Van Dyke that's been borderline benched at Miami and been a disaster. Anthony Richardson, who has largely been a disaster. I think he's actually been so bad that he's going to have to come back. Of which, with the raw talent there, I didn't even think it was possible. There are two names that I haven't specifically mentioned. One of them is getting a ton of first-round buzz. It's Hendon Hooker. I almost don't see how he doesn't go in the first round now. As athletic as he is, he's a very modern-day NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you look at Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, he falls right along in that. And he is vastly improved over that quarter. Like if you haven't been watching Tennessee football, vastly improved over that guy that you may have seen play at Virginia Tech a couple of years ago.
There's another thing that but I need to caution people on this. Do you remember the thing I said about Kenny Pickett last year? It always makes me nervous when a player is drastically older than every player they're competing with. And now you all of a sudden look like this superstar. It almost never works. Almost never works. And you also have to realize how good the weapons on that team are. I know he's done a lot of this without Cedric Tillman. I get that. You still have Brew McCoy and Jalen Hyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hyatt, who is a high-end deep threat, a guy that's getting copious amounts of buzz from out of nowhere. And Brew McCoy was an elite recruit when he came out of high school.
Well, I mean, when you catch 6 for 230 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And 5 tutters.
The hype's going to get a little big.
Just pump the brakes. Hendon Hooker, to me, is a guy that should go in day 2, and he won't. Some team is going to see him. New York Giants. Not that I've specifically heard that or anything. Because they've already realized about that Will Levis thing.
Right.
That's not going to happen. That may happen for Ken Dorsey in Carolina, but it is not going to happen for us.
Well, it just makes too much sense.
And I will also tell you that there was a report out, and I can't remember who put it out, but somebody said the chances of Daniel Jones getting a long-term extension with the Giants is significant. I asked 3 people in the know about that. I got laughing faces back twice.
Significantly stupid. Yes. Significant.
I got emojis back from professionals 2 times.
I don't know why you possibly think that that's on the table right now. Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback, and we know this. Brian Daboll knows this. He's
he's just limiting.
Right.
All you have to do is take care of the ball, be mobile, you're fine.
Right. He's come up with a game plan that he feels is pretty much Daniel Jones proof of we are going to just let Daniel Jones not kill us.
It's very similar to what the Bears are doing, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
You do one thing well. Let's use that.
Mm-hmm. By no means do I believe that Brian Daboll feels like he is married to Daniel Jones.
Another offensive player that I have to talk about since we have been asked draft things, Jahmyr Gibbs is the number 1 running back in this class, and it's not close.
Not Bijan Robinson.
Not close. Not even kind of close. The comp I keep getting on Jahmyr Gibbs is Austin Eckler, and the more I watch him, the more I agree with it. And I think he's a better between the tackles runner, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Yeah.
He is an elite pass-catching runner. He's going in the first round. I think Bijan's going to go in the first round too.
Mm-hmm.
But now there are so many of them. You look at Zach Evans, who's a second round, a day 2 pick. Zach Carbonet, Mo Ibrahim, Devin Akane, Sean Tucker. I think he's more of a day 3 guy, but
really,
he does one thing real well. He's also very small. He offers you virtually none of the extra things that you need a running back to do.
Okay. So he's not a modern, quote-unquote, NFL do-it-all.
I'm just going to keep saying this until the Chargers actually do it. I mean, I get that you've tried. He would be the perfect complement to Austin Eckler because he does that one thing that Eckler doesn't
But
do.
Isaiah Spiller. Remember that?
You mean the great Sasquatch, barely seen?
That was the thing for 10 seconds in the offseason.
Also, watch out for Blake Corum. That's another name that I hear a lot.
He's a dude.
He's just so small. The thing that makes me – I don't – look, you know my stance on little teeny tiny running backs.
Right.
I'm Seacrest out.
Right. Because
do you know how tall he is?
5'9".
They list him at 5'8", and I'm going to be really honest with you. After seeing him stand next to Jim Harbaugh, I think he was standing on a Fletcher phone book when they measured his height.
We know they all cheat. They all cheat on the official roster listings. So if you're cheating at 5'8",
that's why I've always laughed at Deuce Vaughn. How tall are you? Are you 4'9" really? Because you're listed at 5'6", and I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
He's a good, solid 5 3/4.
Eric Miller with a super chat asking, Jeremy, please break down the Jake Paul fight.
What did he fight somebody?
I don't know. I know his brother is in the WWE. I have this filter on my computer that unless Jake Paul does something like cure cancer, it filters all of this out. Oh, no. This is the Anderson Silva fight. I, on principle alone, refuse to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Anderson Silva is one of the greatest UFC fighters I've ever seen. And the fact that we have gotten here really bothers me.
What, you didn't you thought he was above this? He was above making an extra $3 million to go fight Jake Paul?
Oh, no. I didn't think he was above this. He's been doing this for quite some time. The problem is that he may actually get killed in the ring. This is one of those, like, you can hate Dana White as much as you want to. He has looked at more than one fighter, Anderson Silva being one of them, going, I'm not sanctioning you. If you want to do this, you can do it somewhere else. But I'm not going to watch you die in my ring. Something I will always give him credit for. It was, I know he said it to Anderson Silva, and I know he said it to Chuck Liddell.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fight, you're going somewhere else.
Right.
I'm not doing this. And that's where I'm at with it.
Well, I mean, there's no risk of that in this fight. There's risk of maybe him being the murderer in the fight. No?
He'll get killed in this fight.
Really?
Jake Paul will destroy him.
Really?
Jake Paul will destroy him.
Maybe we do need to hear the breakdown of this.
Oh, at this point, Anderson Silva he's not 10% of the fighter he was. This is one of those things that it just feels gross to me. As a true fight purist, I love this sport. It is disgusting to me that anybody would put him in a ring at this point.
So is this better or worse than, who was it, Herschel Walker that fought a while back? Or no, that was Holyfield. Holyfield fought a while back.
Oh, it's that level.
Just looked like he didn't know where he was.
It's that level.
Okay.
There's a huge age discrepancy because Anderson Silva's not that old.
Yeah.
It's that irresponsible. I had put it out of my mind. But as soon as I saw it, I have wanted to talk about this.
So is that coming up this weekend or something?
I think so.
Interesting.
It's either this weekend or next weekend.
We'll have the answer for you coming up next, right here on ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound is slow between I-40 and Boulevard Road. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road northbound stop and go between Royal Pines Drive and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road northbound stop and go between Rathfarnham Road and Mills Gap Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue, north and southbound near Edgewood Road. Expect delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Fast Max Cold and Flu All-in-One. Skip the symptoms, not the celebration.
Celebrate comeback season with Mucinex Fast Max Cold and Flu All-in-One. Its maximum strength formula tackles up to 9 cold and flu symptoms. Try Mucinex All-in-One and get $5 cash back to celebrate your comeback. Visit fastmaxcashback.com to learn more. Use as directed.
As they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Well, that's where PhD weight loss comes into play. They teach you a better way to live, and you can conquer your weight problem. I have lost over 90 pounds with PhD weight loss. Since I was 4 years old, I have been what the doctors call morbidly obese. And now I'm trying to reverse that, and I think I'm well on my way.
And you don't have to be morbidly obese. I had always been in pretty good shape, but in my older years, I got very lazy. Fast food was easier. I slipped into bad eating habits. Next thing I know, I'm rather overweight. I can't sleep. My back hurts. We're almost to the year anniversary with PhD. I'm back to my high school weight, sleeping like a baby, and it's all thanks to the planning program of PhD Weight Loss.
They give you 80% of the food that you need to have success, and get a little bit of exercise, nothing too strenuous, do some walking, and the pounds are going to shed just like that. Go to myphdweightloss.com.
If money is what scares you this fall, then listen here for your $1,000 inflation bonus. Win $1,000 every hour, weekdays between 9 and 5. Happening now, right here.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety, from your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Breaking news in the NFL.
Apparently Bill Belichick heard us because Mac Jones will start this Sunday against the New York Jets. Jets.
Yeah. We're on to Mac Jones.
We're on to MetLife to get shellacked by the Jets.
Jets plus 1,000 or minus 1,000.
Jets by $1 billion. You're inducting DeBrickashaw Ferguson into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And you're wearing the still the black uniforms. And if I hear the word receipts one more time this week, I think it'll be 1,000.
Right. After the shellacking that New York took last year in the famous Jets plus 7 game, you know, everybody, they've set their sights on getting payback, and they may very well get it. Going into the break, I said we'd let you know when this fight's coming up, or confirm for you. It is scheduled to take place this Saturday, Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, but the problem is it may not happen at all because now the Arizona Gaming Commission is looking into the fight because Silva did an interview where he told them that he had been knocked out twice
with full headgear.
With full headgear on while sparring, because apparently I've got the best boxers in the world that have come to train with me and help me get ready for this fight. And they knocked me out twice. And you see a problem with that? There's a big problem with that, especially since, older fighters get extra scrutiny from the Gaming Commission, and that line's at 36. They start paying extra attention to fighters after the age of 36. Anderson Silva's 47 years old. And
is he really?
Yeah. And you have to report to the Gaming Commission every time you've been, or the last time you've been knocked out, and for how long you were knocked out, to whether or not they will sanction the fight. Well, now the Arizona Gaming Commission got a hold of this audio, and now they've launched an investigation. Now, Silva has come out and said that when he does interviews in English, he doesn't always use the right words, and that he wasn't necessarily knocked out. He just, he got hit really hard, I guess. That he was using it in a, oh, he really knocked me out on that one. He was just joking. Ha-ha, get it?
Yeah, and those officials were asking Mike Evans to set up golf lessons. I believe that about equivalently.
I'm going to give you my phone number here. So anyway, and of course, Anderson Silva's team says he's 100% ready for the fight, of course, because they don't want to lose the payday. But I don't know. And I don't know that this fight's actually going to go on as scheduled, but it is, according to everything we know now, scheduled for this Saturday, October the 29th. And what is this? Silva is a plus 145 underdog, apparently.
Take Jake Paul. No doubt.
Don't set your money on fire.
No doubt about it.
Now, is this like, and this isn't Ben Askren level. This isn't like they already got together and he was like, yeah, you're going to take a dive. And
well, I mean, we never confirmed that.
Come on. We all know that's how that went down.
It just looked a little
like, oh, I'm just taking it
suspicious.
On the chin. Give me my million. Ah! And down goes Ben Askren.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But there is absolutely no way this fight should go on.
Well, we said the same thing about the Holyfield fight. Tito Ortiz, too. That one, I watched that one. That one was awful.
Well, it didn't last a minute.
No! Washed fighters just shouldn't. I mean, just be washed. Just go.
Just hang it up and be done.
Right. Go join a commentating crew or something like Cormier did. That worked out well.
He's a pretty good commentator.
He is a good commentator. Really enjoy his work. Anyway, breaking news in the NFL. Mac Jones going to start in Week 8. Shocker of shockers.
As well he should.
Mm-hmm.
In the chat, it's being said that I'm too confident about this, and it means the Jets are going to get housed. It's entirely possible. That would be the jettiest thing ever.
Jets +7.
That would be the jettiest thing ever, that you scream to everyone that you talk to in the media, every outside source of, we have kept all the receipts and we are here to shellac the Patriots, who just got dominated by the Bears.
I think you're going to. I mean, I think you're going to. I think you're going to go in there and you're going to win, and you're going to win big, and it's going to be –
I agree.
It's going to be domination. Now, it may not be the because I don't think you've – I mean, other than that one game, you haven't really put up an offensive, superpower.
Oh,
game.
I could see this being a Zach week.
You think so?
Absolutely, because Bill's going to come in committed to stopping the run, because that's what the Jets have done.
Mm-hmm.
They looked very listless defensively to me against Justin Fields, who can't actually beat you with his arm. Zach Wilson can beat you with his arm.
Did they actually?
Now they have to keep you. They have to keep him upright, which could serve to be a problem.
Did they actually let Elijah Moore play in this game?
Oh yeah, he's back this week.
Okay,
That's all.
That was just a 1 week. You want to fight and you're gonna foe.
You have officially FA'd, and now you have FO'd.
So we'll just sit you on the bench. You want to talk some more about your playing time and your usage? I didn't think so.
Oh, they didn't sit him on the bench. He didn't even go to Denver. He sat at home. Good for Robert Saleh.
Yeah. It's a good coach. It's a good coach that you can get right now for, what did I say, plus 1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1,000 right now out there for Coach of the Year in the NFL. I mean, if you continue this streak, 5-2, way better than anybody thought you would be. If you make the playoffs with that team, he's got a shot. He's got a shot to win Coach of the Year. There's no doubt about it. Time to get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Time to get weird, and why not? Let's just go to Florida. We're not even going to play the fun game because you know all the weirdest things happen down in Florida. Now, this could definitely be a crime story as well, but, you know, it's also kind of a weird way to deal with your problems. As a Florida Dollar General employee is now in trouble because the other day he got into a confrontation with a fellow Dollar General employee. They were having a little disagreement about where the toilet paper is supposed to go. I don't know what the fight was over. I just made that up. Anyway, they got into a fight, got into an argument, and then the following day, while Jerome Ellis was behind the counter, the other coworker decided he was going to take a little potty break. And he set down his drink, and he went off to the lavatory. And while he was gone, some nefarious things were done to his drink. He was not happy about it. He called the cops because he came back and tasted his Pepsi and went, this tastes like it's got some sort of chemical in it. Not really sure that I should be ingesting this. And when cops came, they went over the video surveillance. Guess what was seen? Right behind the counter, there's Mr. Ellis putting bleach in the guy's drink.
Oh.
He put bleach in the man's drink, all because they had some kind of a disagreement. He also wiped off the can, walked away, and then came back before the guy got back from the bathroom and spit in it, too.
Oh, that's immediate. You are going to get hurt very badly.
That is on the 18 FAFO scale.
No doubt.
You not only put bleach in it, but you also spit in it. Obviously, he is now being charged because those are crimes. It's an interesting way to try to deal with your problems. I'm just going to poison you.
As somebody that does marketing things for this show, I know sometimes you come up with brilliant ideas and they work famously well.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you come up with ideas and they don't work so well, and that wasn't all that predictable. Just misses the mark. And then there's things like Capital Pizza in Lubbock, Texas. They came up with a marketing plan that I feel like somebody should have said it out loud. They have a Jeffrey Dahmer special.
A what?
A Jeffrey Dahmer special. Now, according to
Is
the
this
owner,
the name of the chef? Just unfortunate coincidence?
Nope. It's exactly what you think.
No.
Now, according to the owner, this is not actually on the menu. It's just a prop. But sitting on their counter it's a pizza. It's a pizza that has fingers and eyeballs and ramen noodles for intestines, and it's covered in some kind of red liquid.
Oh, no.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this was an idea by an employee that took the mantle to create some, and I quote, spooky decorations for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it was not. They have been drugged down the sidewalk on Twitter and all the social medias.
Of course they have.
I also cannot emphasize enough that is the least appetizing looking thing I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, it is a prop, so at least they're not trying to feed it to people.
Well, I mean, in the fake finger and the fake eyeballs, and ramen noodles on pizza is just really unappetizing looking.
I mean, no different than putting pineapple on it,
You
right?
stop. Pineapple on pizza is delicious. It is phenomenal.
So you draw the line. I mean, you'll have fruit on it, but you draw the line at noodles.
I also had a buffalo mac and cheese pizza from Pepperoni's out in Black Mountain.
Okay.
I never knew that was a thing, and it was delicious.
So why the problem with the spaghetti? Just because it looks
It's not
bad?
spaghetti, it's ramen noodles. There's a huge difference. First of all, ramen noodles are disgusting.
They taste like the flavor pack.
They're gross. Now, if you make your own and you make the broth and you do all the things, that's serviceable. That's like astronaut food. Why? Stop eating that. cup of noodles. And
it's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, tastes good.
Well, here's the thing. So am I. Doesn't mean it's.
Doesn't mean you should have it every night.
Okay, correct.
Gets a little old. Ramen noodles on a pizza. I mean, I'm not saying I would run out to do it. I think you can put anything on a pizza and make it taste good.
Not true.
Not true?
Pesto. Gross.
That is true. That is one of the things on this planet that seems to be revered by everyone except for me.
Yep.
And Jeremy.
You got agreement here.
Right.
That pine sauce, you keep that off my
exactly.
anything.
It's awful. It's the worst thing in the world.
Kevin Vick said they had a sink clogged with ramen noodles. Drano wouldn't break them down. That's because the original noodle was made in 1947.
And still good to this day. And still only costs 10 cents a pack. I'll say the same thing to this pizza parlor as I said about the Halloween costumes. There comes a time where you have to draw the line. Like fictitious crimes, making fun of those, okay, we can get down that path. Don't do this. Don't make a thing out of real crime.
It's a very bad look.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Call Your Shot Wednesday continues next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins wanting to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slow between exit 3 and exit 4A. Future 26 eastbound delays between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road. Heavy delays. Hendersonville Road, northbound, slow between the Ordinary and Long Shoals Road. Hendersonville Road, southbound, slow between Biltmore Forest and Long Shoals Road. Merriman Avenue at Edgewood Road, delays both north and southbound here. And Bavard Road, northbound, slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis to give you a greater understanding. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday, November 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
Wait, every time you wake up is the same day? That's terrible.
Don't worry, I call Progressive. Their 24/7 protection still works even if my day does last forever.
Yeah, but don't you want it to end?
Are you kidding? I win the lottery whenever I want and never regret anything. It's the best.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs today.
Watch the Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and